Hey everybody, it's TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So I want to give a shout out to Twitter commenter X was here, who not only told me about the Brazilian ESBR rating but also translated it. And I want to discuss everything that it says with you, but before I do that, I want to go over the original ESRB rating or ESBR rating, however you say it. Like, I always get the last two letters mixed up, but I want to go over that rating with you that I made a video a few weeks ago about, and then we're going to get into the Brazilian ESBR rating and compare the two. So the original ESBR rating, well, the first one was, "This is an adventure game in which players assume the role of a time-jumping photographer, Max Caulfield. Trying to prevent a murder from a third-person perspective, players explore locations around the college campus while interacting with characters. As players progress through the storyline, they are presented with dialogue and action choices. Some choices cause characters to engage in acts of violence. Example, a character shooting someone in the shoulder, which I believe is a detective shooting Moses in the shoulder. Blood is depicted on one character's clothes and on the ground after a shooting, so that's Sophie. The game contains suggestive material, black and white photos of female characters fully clothed, lying in vulnerable positions, which may or may not suggest that the dark room is returning, or this could be in the nightwear sequence that I think Max is gonna have towards the end of the game. Two characters playing smash or pass dialogue referencing sex. Example, a high ratio of effable faculty. Did you even get laid once? During the course of the game, some characters are seen smoking marijuana. The words F, shit, and a-hole appear in the game." Now I'm going to leave a link in the description to that original video I made about that ESRB rating, so you can all check it out for yourselves. Now that we've gotten through that, let's go over these new ratings from Brazil. And they're very interesting and very... I wasn't expecting to see this in a Life is Strange game. But let's discuss them. Alright, so first up we have moderate or implied legal drug consumption, which that isn't a big deal. We know across all Life is Strange games there's always been moderate or implied legal drug consumption. Like even illegal drug consumption while we're at it. So nothing too big there. The next one, bones or skeletons, non-violent. Now I've been thinking, what does this mean, non-violent? This to me means one of two things. It may be that as a university, there could be a science class where we see skeletal remains, and it could be that someone donated their skeleton, because I'm pretty sure like people donate organs. Who's to say they can't donate their skeleton? But no, I'm not a science guy, so I couldn't tell you. But it could also mean the second thing, we could have a similar Rachel Amber experience here, where Max, when she's trying to investigate the killer, perhaps there's more than one person that's been killed. And I'm just gonna throw this out there. Perhaps we'll find the skeletal remains of Hannah Hellerton, who died tragically at the age of 21. And for those of you who don't know, I made a video about this a couple days ago. She was the daughter of Colden Alumnus and James Hellerton. And so I don't know if we'll find her body, but maybe that could have something to do with the Abraxas mystery. I'm not too sure, but it'd be pretty interesting if what we start off with is, okay, we're trying to solve Sophie's murder, and then it divulges into this bigger mystery. Okay, because we know that the person who killed Sophie, at least according to the leaks, has powers. So who's to say that this person isn't jumping through time and committing murders? Bit far-fetched, but thought I'd mention it. Next is angst, which is when a person is very worried or is unhappy, and that's like really, really worried, like scared out of their mind, and unhappy as in depressed. Although you can use other words to describe it. After that, we have violence with gun, which we've already seen. We know Moses is going to get shot, possibly by the detective. Then derogatory language, of course every Life is Strange game has that. Verbal aggression, violent acts, and then we have legal drug consumption, which that's interesting because we know that in this game there's going to be drug use, so is it possible in a certain situation where we're playing as Max that Max can smoke marijuana? Because I've mentioned before, if like when I get the game, when Double Exposure comes out, my first playthrough is going to be the Sacrifice Chloe, and then I'm going to do, you know, Sacrifice Katie Bay. But if the game lets me, I'm pretty sure it'll let me just put a streak of blue in Max's hair, then I'm just gonna start having a smoke pot, like just like a discount store brand type of Chloe. But after that, sexual insinuation, you know, that's been in every game, so nothing really major to look there. Then we got vulgar language, mentions of illegal drugs. Then we got hidden nudity. Now, I think this could involve the romance, because if you remember, the most nudity we ever got in the Life is Strange game is Life is Strange 2, and it involves Sean and Cassidy. That scene where they go into the lake and they skinny dip, and well, technically it's not hidden. We see Cassidy's breast, but we don't see anything else, and all nudity with Sean is just from the back, so no frontals. So they could be doing something similar with Max and Amanda, and possibly the other romance option. Or this could be something else entirely, although I don't know what it is. Now the next one is very interesting. Description of consumption or trafficking of illegal drugs. Now, I made a video recently about how the possibility of a character from Life is Strange 2, Maria Flores, an FBI agent, could be the same Maria Max is talking to on the phone. So maybe she could be there for her own reasons involving this trafficking of illegal drugs, and her case could somehow be linked to Sophie's, and that could link up to Max, and the detective's doing his own investigation of Max, and maybe he works with Maria. I don't know, but it'd be very interesting to see if it is her, then how it all connects. Intentional death. There's intentional death in every Life is Strange game. Then we get nudity. And now it doesn't say full-on nudity, it just says nudity, and this might be a mistake, because we got hidden nudity and then nudity, so that could be a typo, or if there is nudity, it could be, like, as I said, with the romance, which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, you know, because there's a lot of stuff on the internet, you know, like adult content, where you can, if you have a certain ship you like, you can look it up on the internet there, so I don't feel the need for them to put that in here unless it's done tastefully. You know, maybe something like with Mass Effect where you don't see like the front, you see side and back nudities, and even then to me they come off more as romance scenes than sex scenes. But anyway, moving on. Consumption of illegal drugs, which may or may not involve Max or other characters. And then we got an interesting one here called mutilation. And as we all know, mutilation, like, it's when you severely damage or break off or cut someone's limb off. So what would mutilation be doing in a Life is Strange game? Could it be that we see maybe an animal get mutilated? Because I can't, in my mind, I don't know how they're going to add mutilation in this game. It's crazy just to think about. Maybe like someone, for example, gets their finger cut off, but I don't see them like doing like decapitation or limb removal. A finger or two, yes, I can see that. We then have intentional death aggravated by relevancy, foul language aggravated by regularity, illegal drug consumption aggravated by regularity. Now, just the wording confuses me, but I think maybe this is meant to be by choices. There's intentional death depending on our choices. Foul language, like if we're arguing with someone, then they'll probably swear at us. And illegal drug consumption, if again, we're given the choice to do that as Max, then yeah. For a third time, we have nudity. Both nudity and hidden nudity attenuated by artistic expression and by scene composition. So for me, this means, okay, if it involves the romance, because I don't see how nudity is going to be handled any other way. But you know, I just hope if there has to be like full on nudity, at least have it be tasteful, not just there for eroticism. We then have mutilation attenuated by artistic context and relevancy. So what I pick up from this is, okay, there's going to be mutilation, but it's relevant to the story of what's going to happen. Like, okay, you made this choice which resulted in this happening, and then the mutilation happened. Intentional death attenuated by insinuation. So, depending on our choices and what we say, because we know Moses will get shot, that's probably a choice. I do think that's going to be a choice, and not like has to happen for the story. He could die. Amanda could die. All of Colden University could be destroyed by a meteor strike. Who knows? But anyways, that's really everything about the Brazilian rating. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, because I'm very interested to hear on what you people think about the mutilation, the nudity, the illegal drugs, the violent acts. Is that something you want to see? You don't want to see? How do you think it will play out? Do let me know in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.